Hello everyone. So in the previous session we discussed about the torsional vibration and damped torsional vibration. So we'll continue our discussion on damped torsional vibration in this session. So here again the aim is to determine the damped natural frequency of the material and to compare with the theoretical frequency. Then the apparatus required is vibration equipment, recorder drum to record the graph, then damping oil to resist the vibration, and a graph sheet to record the amplitudes, then a sketch pen. These are all the apparatus required, and this is the tabular column, trial 1 and trial 2, where you are going to find the first of all you are going to find the theoretical natural frequency of the system using the formula given here. Theoretical natural frequency is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi into square root of g j by I L. So this we will be studying in vibration subject. So the theoretical natural frequency, if you substitute all the parameters here, you will get it as 1.436 hertz. Then the distance y experimental frequency. So distance y you will get it from the graph when you conduct the experiment. So we will move on to the experiment conduction now. After the conduction, we are going to write the values obtained from the graph, and then we are going to calculate the damped natural frequency. Okay, so this is the vibration equipment, where this is the shaft for which we need to determine the frequency, natural frequency of the shaft. This is the shaft material. It is fixed at one end and free at the other end. The other end is immersed in the oil to resist the vibration. So this is what damped vibration. Okay. Then this is the recorder drum. It is fixed to the motor, which will be rotating in constant velocity. Then this is the sketch pen to record the oscillations. So this is the specification part, observational part. Diameter of the disc is 175 mm, which is immersed in this oil. Then mass of the disc 2.65 kg. Diameter of the shaft 3 mm. This is the shaft for which the diameter is 3 mm. Then the length of the shaft is 830 mm. Rigidity modulus of the shaft material 85 GPa. Diameter of the recorder drum is 70 and speed is kept constant with 6 rpm. So this recorder drum will be rotating with the constant velocity. Okay, we'll begin with the experiment. The experiment is similar to the undamped torsional vibration. Only difference is here the disc is immersed in the oil to resist the vibration. Okay, if you resist the vibration, the amplitude of vibration will going to decrease over a period of time. So it will be depending on the time, the amplitude will be decreasing. So that you can observe. So before starting the experiment, turn on the switch. So here the recorder drum will be rotating in constant velocity. The sketch pen will going to mark the oscillation. Now I will be giving the oscillation, or externally I am applying the load. Okay. Look at here the vibrations and the oscillation, it is decreasing with respect to the time. After it reaches the saturation, switch on the machine. Stop the machine, then you can take out the graph sheet. So this is the graph we have obtained in the experiment. From this you can get the distance y. So here the distance y is the distance for one wave y. So y by v gives you the time period of one particular wave. Then reciprocal of the time, you will get the natural frequency. Okay, and if you just recall the undamped torsional vibration, where if you just try to remember the oscillations, the oscillation, the amplitude of oscillation remains constant because there is no damping. But since here damping is used, the amplitude is decreasing. Look at here, you can observe the amplitudes are decreasing. Therefore, for the decreasing amplitudes, you need to calculate or determine the logarithmic decrement. For that, you need to consider the amplitudes. Say for example, if this you consider it as xn, then the next corresponding amplitude you should consider it as xn plus 1. So using these two, you can calculate the logarithmic decrement. Or if you consider this as xn, this should be xn plus 1, like that. So consecutive amplitudes you need to consider for the logarithmic decrement as well as to calculate the damped natural frequency of the system. Okay, you get the oscillations like this from the experiment. So from the oscillations, get the distance y, which is the distance for one particular wave. You just substitute here. Here I got as 16 mm, the distance of the wave, one particular wave. So 16 divided by the velocity of the recorder drum. Velocity of the recorder drum is constant because diameter of the recorder drum and the speed of the recorder drum is constant. Therefore, velocity will be constant, 21.99 millimeter per second. So 16, the distance from the graph divided by the velocity of the recorder drum. You see the time period, 0.7276 second. This is the time for one wave. Reciprocal of the time, you will get the natural frequency of the system or the shock. So this is the natural frequency you will obtain with respect to hertz, 1.37 hertz. Then if you continue, if you multiply this natural frequency with respect with the 2 pi, you will get the circular frequency of that particular shock. Then since the amplitude is decreasing, we need to measure or we need to determine the logarithmic decrement with respect to the decreasing the amplitude. So logarithmic decrement is given by delta is equal to natural ln of xn divided by xn plus 1. As I earlier told, if you consider this as xn, the next consecutive amplitude you need to consider it as xn plus 1, this one, or if this is xn, this should be xn plus 1. Okay? So this is how I need to calculate the logarithmic decrement since the amplitude is decreasing. So the logarithmic decrement is given by 0.4054. If you substitute the height of the amplitudes with respect to the decreasing one, then the damping ratio is given by 0.0643. If you substitute this logarithmic decrement in this formula, you will get 0.0643. Then the damping coefficient, if you multiply this damping ratio with the 2I into omega n, that is circular frequency into the moment of inertia into 2, you will get 0.0112 Newton second per meter. Then the frequency of damped vibration, this is what you need to calculate. The frequency of damped vibration, Fd, is equal to Fn into square root of 1 minus xi square. So Fn is the natural frequency, experimental natural frequency, this one, multiplied by xi square is the damping ratio, that is equal to 1.37 hertz. These two are almost similar to 1.3743, 1.371, almost same. So substitute this natural frequency here, I got from the experiment. This is the natural frequency calculated through the formulas, the theoretical natural frequency and experimental natural frequency. You get the error. So in the first trial, I got the error as 3.5%. So in the second trial, the amplitude, the distance by, I obtained as 15.5. For that, the natural frequency will be 1.42. So if you calculate the error between theoretical and experimental frequency, you will get it as 0.01%. So this error should be as minimum as possible. So this is what is the experiment. You need to determine the damped natural frequency. You have determined the damped natural frequency. Then you need to compare with the theoretical frequency. You have compared with the theoretical frequency and you have given the error.